Welcome back to the Yaffee program. We are here on News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. It's a revolution in common sense we do here on the show, 9 to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. And at this time of the show every day, we also do the Yaffee program rewind. We covered a lot on the show today, and this is the time of the show where I remind you, if you missed any of it live, well, the podcast is up on the website, WVNN.com, or anywhere you get your podcast. And this segment of the program is also brought to you by Jay's Appliance Outlet, where, if you need a new appliance, whether it's a refrigerator, an oven, when I went there, I was just amazed at the prices. I was like, you're not selling it for more than this? I mean, are you guys making a profit? These are amazing deals. And those are the kind of prices you're going to see there. But one thing they have, which I thought was really cool, is you can get, some people want a gas range, like a gas stove as well. But you can get a hybrid where it's like a gas stove and an electric oven, which I thought was really cool. I didn't even know this existed until I went to Jay's Appliance Outlet. Now, they have all kinds of other stuff that you need as well for your home. So if you're looking for a new appliance, they also service what they sell, so you can trust that it's going to last you a long, long time. And I'm talking the best brands when it comes to washers and dryers, refrigerators, and much, much more. So go to Jay's Appliance Outlet today, located off 72 in Athens. Dial pound 250 and say the keywords Jay's Appliance Outlet. Pound 250 Jay's Appliance Outlet. Let them know Yaffee sent you. So at the beginning of the show today, I talked a little bit about the fact that the Limestone County Democratic Party canceled an event we were going to do with them this week, the radio runoff event, where we're going to have a conversation with them at the Limestone County Democratic Party headquarters as they're having their grand opening. Well, there was a lot of pushback. The chairman of that party, Chris Love, organized it with Dale Jackson, but because Dale was going to be there and me, your voice of reason, they didn't want to do it. And I'm not surprised. Dale was a little surprised. I'm not really that surprised. I just have to say, I don't think they want an open discussion at an event like that. It's not what they want. So that happened. We also talked about some of the controversy over America's 250th celebration, which there shouldn't be controversy. But I played this cut. It went viral. It was an MS Now host that I'm sure you've seen sometimes. He's only been a citizen since 2015, I believe. But now has a TV show, I guess, on MS Now, which used to be MSNBC. His name is Ali Velshi. This is what he said about the 250 celebration. Play that cut for me, Walker. Ali Velshi.
Anniversaries are imperfect records of the thing which is being celebrated. In America's case, anniversaries often gloss over the racial dynamics underlying much of America's history and politics, issues that remain unsolved because America has never actually fully reckoned with its racist past and its original founding sin of slavery. In 1 month, America will mark the 250th anniversary of its founding. Like previous anniversaries, there is a deep unease about this. I feel a deep unease about these celebrations to which I am invited to mark the 250th anniversary of our so-called democracy. Because this 250th anniversary is taking place during yet another period of deep and fundamental and existential unrest in this country, brought on by the country's unresolved racial politics. That's what this is.
So he felt a deep unease because we haven't reckoned with our racist past, which is completely absurd. It's so stupid. Yes, any country will have problems in our past, but if you compare us to any other country in the world, in our history to any other country in the world, we're still the greatest country on earth, and there's still much, much, much more to celebrate than there is to bash or to be uneased about. So we talked about that. We also had the Alabama bullet points. A lot of redistricting news still coming up in Alabama. So if you missed that, the bullet points, the podcast is up. I'll post that on my social media as well. So you want to like the Yaffee Facebook page, follow me on X at Yaffee or Instagram at Yaffee Live. We spoke with Todd Stacy, who is with Alabama Daily News. Had a good conversation about Alabama politics with him. We do that every Monday. So that interview, the podcast, will be up on the website. We also, we had the Sunday News Shows recap. Of course, I do that every Monday. I recap it for you on Monday, so you don't have to worry about it on Sunday. And I played some cuts of Vice President Mike Pence, former Vice President Mike Pence. Go ahead and skip down to cut 3 of Mike Pence for me, Walker.
For me, I'm not surprised by what happened in Texas or in the other primaries because of the way the president has championed our cause against the radical left. But I want people to understand what conservatives believe as we go into this midterm election. I'd love to see Republicans get back to running on those conservative principles again. And in 2028, I think it'll be more important to decide what we're for before we decide who we're for.
Well, you talk about the case for conservative.
So there you go. One thing he said there as well, which I played earlier on in the show, the podcast will be up of all those segments. But one thing he said there is that, yeah, Republicans in some ways have lost their way, but the Democrat Party, they have lost their mind, which is exactly true, which is the one thing that could help Republicans in a very, very tough midterm election season. So we had that as well earlier on. We did What's Trending with Walker. We do that every day, and we always take your text messages on the Yaffee text line. So the podcasts of all those segments are up on the website, WVNN.com, or anywhere you get your podcast. Subscribe, tell your friends. Thanks to Walker for producing. Thanks to you for listening, and I'll be back tomorrow at the same time. See you then.
You're listening to Yaffee on WVNN.